Hi! In this video, we'll take an introductory look at the Charli3 Substrate Oracle Proof of Concept. The main motivation behind this project is the desire to have an oracle with information that is updated more frequently than what the Cardano blockchain allows because of the block generation limits. To do this, we have designed an oracle app chain that will continuously inform an up-to-date value for a certain data feed with each block of the blockchain. The main entities of this app chain are the Oracle nodes, which are in charge of filling data feeds from distinct sources. A data feed could be any type of information that is external to the blockchain, but in this case, when we talk about feeds, we'll be referring to price exchange rates, for example, ADA to USD. With the data feeds provided by the nodes, an aggregation consensus algorithm is performed to determine the median feed, which will be the value that the oracle informs in a block. To implement this app chain, we use Substrate, which is an SDK that provides several functionalities to easily build a custom blockchain. Because we are using Substrate, which is based on the account model, all of the on-chain information is kept in a global storage that is visible to every node at any time, and all of the storage modifications are done through state transitions. In this case, we have two key state transitions. When a node informs a data feed, which involves storing that information in a specific storage for the nodes, and when the aggregated feed is stored, which happens after the aggregation algorithm is executed. Now I'm going to run the blockchain to show a bit more of these state transitions in action and other details about the storage that are interesting. But for a more detailed explanation of the Oracle design, you can read the design document, which is this document that I've been showing so far. I will use a Docker image that I've already built and the Substrate portal to visualize the different state transitions and storage. With this Docker, I'm running 5 nodes using the different predefined accounts provided by Substrate that will fetch the exchange rate for ADA to USD for each block. So I'm just going to run it. As it starts, we can see the logs for the genesis of the blockchain for each node. And as they start connecting, we can see the logs of the different off-chain workers being triggered to query prices. Here we can see they've discovered each other, and soon we'll start seeing queries, like here. So let's move on to the portal. And here we can start seeing the events. Here we can see the blocks that have been produced so far on the left, and on the right the events that have been triggered. These events are produced off-chain and they have valuable information about the state transitions that happened at each block. So let's see the examples in more detail of the events. We have the event for a node that submits a price. It shows the price submitted, which node submitted it, and the block number at which this happened. Another, perhaps more interesting event is the aggregation status event. In this event, we can see how many nodes participated in the aggregation consensus, how many of them provided outlier values, and how many of them provided non-outlier values, and what those prices were. In the case that the aggregation hasn't been performed, the status informs that, along with the reason why it didn't happen. So as we mentioned, the state transitions modify the storage. So now we can take a look at that using the portal. We can go to Developer Chain State. For example, we can query the storage map for the nodes prices, and we can query it in general to see the prices that all of them provided, or you can query for a specific account. Another interesting query is the one for the aggregated price. Here we can see this aggregated price and how old it is as well. So another detail that we can see in this is the configuration of the oracle, which are these values. And these values are parameters that are set up at the beginning of the blockchain, and they are used to perform the aggregation and to calculate outlier and non-outlier values for reward purposes. So for example, we can have how many nodes we need for having a trusted aggregation, how old these prices can be, and then for calculating the outliers, a range, and etc. So this is the app chain that we have working so far, and at this point we are using Substrate's own Aura consensus algorithm, which selects the block producing node in a round-robin fashion. The next step for the project is to change this to use partner chains, which will allow us to connect the app chain to the Cardano blockchain by connecting the Substrate nodes with Cardano nodes. Thank you for watching.